Oh, by the way, they told me that I had a fracture and just a tiny fracture, and I should be fine in 2 weeks. That wasn't true. It turned out afterwards I went to the doctor to kind of see how it looked, and I told her, yeah, the guy from the emergency room said it was a fracture, so hopefully I'll be walking soon. And they took an X-ray, and they're like, so your foot is broken, and
it's just full on broken.
It's just broken. You're gonna have to be put in a cast. We're gonna have to put it back in, which that was the most painful thing
I believe it. Jesus,
it's how it's just so they just kind of tried to push the bone back in place, and I'm like, I really don't fucking like this. And the nurses are trying to be nice. They're like, so what are you gonna do for Halloween?
You're just, ah!
It's like I feel like I was a little bit mean to the nurses.
I think you had it right. But you're making this sound of be careful which comedy shows you take, because you might randomly get hit by an old man and get your foot broken.
Yeah, I mean
I mean that's anything in life.
Yeah, well, I guess I just think I do kind of blame myself for the circumstances, and given the fact that COVID happened right after that, that's what sucked. Is because I get well
you had
enough,
all this
yeah,
broken foot material.
I get well enough to get back to work, and I'm like, okay, and I have a lot of money to because I spent a lot of it on medical bills. I was pretty low, and at the time I was living with roommates, so I was also paying rent. So I tried to go back to work. Then COVID happened, and they're like, oh, we gotta close.
Of course.
And I'm like, okay, yeah, all right, sure. It's so there was that feeling of I just got done with 3 months of isolation, and now the government is telling me that's not enough. It's okay, so I lost a job. Well, I lost a job. It's one of those things that they were we're gonna have some people kind of stay in and do takeout. I was not one of those people that was called to do takeout, and which that kind of sucked. But life's disappointing. So, but eventually, it's I tried to kind of get back on my feet. I was looking for a job, and then I noticed that this nursing home was hiring, and I'm like, you know what? It's I am sure they're hiring because we're in a pandemic, and they're having a hard time keeping employees because we're in a pandemic. And I also
over here thinking, I'm sorry to stop you, but I'm just over here literally going how did this guy become a comedian? He's the most long-winded person in the fucking world. And you have always told these stories this way. Just literally every detail. Such unnecessariness. I love it so much. And it makes me laugh. But I'm sure there are people that do not like that.
Oh, and those people can have their opinions. So it's I applied for this place, and as I'm applying for it, I'm telling my mom about this, and